in the run-up to the official launch of the Rwanda scheme, which will see illegal migrants being sent to Rwanda from Britain. The British government are changing the existing accommodation for migrants from hotels and private properties to unused army bases, but that's still bringing a little bit of opposition from local people. So in this video, we're going to talk about what we just heard earlier from the government. We have Suella Braverman and the Home Office getting ready to officially launch the Rwanda scheme. They won their court battle, so it's legal. They've got the accommodations and the housing ready in Rwanda now. So very, very soon, the whole thing will be completed. That's just one part of obviously fighting back against illegal migration, especially the small boats. It's not the full solution for the whole thing, but it is an effort. The problem we now have is what they're going to do with the existing migrants who are in the country, in Britain. So the RAF base in Scampton, is going to be used as one of the bases for illegal migrants temporarily, the ones who are here and the ones who are going to be entering until we actually fully ban illegal migrant entry, because the legislation is still going through Parliament. Now, the problem with this is that, on the one hand, the army bases, like in Scampton, is not being used. It's public property as opposed to hotels and private properties that were being taken over by government. So that's good. On the other hand, there has not been any local consent. So there are a number of people in the local area who are not happy about this, despite the fact that, of course, this is an effort, as Suella Braverman's team said, to do it as a temporary measure until the legislation goes through Parliament, which is going through Parliament now, to make it formal, the ban on illegal entry, and of course the Rwanda plan. But of course, at the same time, there are people who are kicking off, probably rightly so. So we have Sarah and Paul. Sarah and Paul, on the left-hand side of the picture, they live locally near the RAF base. They are opening a new cafe next door, and they said if the government actually came and visited the camp, they would see that it is a ludicrous idea. We do not have the infrastructure to support these people that are coming over in a crisis. We got a £300 million investment for the area, and the government is jeopardizing it. So this is basically the £300 million that was going to be agreed with the authorities for the RAF base. But that's been cancelled now because the government are going to be using the base for illegal migrants. So that's one issue that they have. The other problem that Paul and Sarah mentioned is, from their perspective, they don't have the infrastructure. So you could bring all these people here, but what are you going to do next? The problem with what they say is also that's happening everywhere. That's the same problem that everybody is having in their own local areas, where the hotels are being taken over and other private properties. So it's a lose-lose situation. We don't really have the space that we need in terms of the infrastructure to house migrants, even temporarily. So we just have to hope that I know it's a big ask for the Suella Braverman's bill obviously to get finalized. The Rwanda plan actually gets launched properly with no problem going forward. I know I'm asking for a lot because we know what's going to happen. Something wrong is going to happen eventually, but we will keep you guys posted because it's about how the government reacts. Right now, Downing Street have come out to respond to what Paul and Sarah said, and others, generally speaking. Downing Street say, we have always been upfront about the unprecedented pressure being put on our asylum system, brought about by the significant increase in dangerous and illegal journeys into the country. We continue to work across government and with local authorities to identify a range of accommodation options. So I get it, but at the same time, firstly, this is your fault. You created this crisis. You should have been able to stop this years ago. It's at least been 3 years since the small boats, the numbers gone up. The actual illegal migration and the overall high pace has already been going up over the last decade or so, the couple of decades ago that started. Legal and illegal migration, when it comes to mass migration, is a problem. Neither of them are being really addressed, at least when it comes to the small boats, with Suella battling with her own civil servants in the Home Office and the rest of the Liberal Tories in government. She's winning a little bit, but again, we have to be cautious. Optimistic, but cautious. We'll see how it goes. I'm just here to report what they are reporting. So if they change their mind, don't blame me. If something goes wrong, it's not my fault. It's the fault of the government. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Mahyar, Tousi, and we are the media.